For years, one man said what everyone else was too afraid to say, and when he finally named the names, the room went silent.
Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
The audience gasps, but he doesn't stop. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't even flinch.
They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you.
This wasn't a joke. This was a warning, and one name that kept coming up in his warnings, one person who kept trying to hide behind a smile, was Ellen DeGeneres. But here's what nobody is connecting. Ricky Gervais didn't just randomly throw Ellen under the bus. He was telling us something, and it's much bigger than anyone thought. For 15 years, Ricky Gervais did something nobody else in Hollywood was willing to do. He walked onto the biggest stage in entertainment, the Golden Globes, and he said the unsayable. He named the names. He pointed at the hypocrisy. He made the powerful squirm in front of 200 million people watching at home. But here's the crazy part. People kept inviting him back. 5 times. 5 hosting gigs. Why would an industry keep bringing back the one man who was determined to expose them?
And I thought, who do I pander to? The 200 richest people in the room or the 200 million people watching at home who aren't winning awards, who aren't millionaires? And it was a no-brainer. I was doing it for them.
That's the key. Ricky wasn't performing for the industry, he was performing for us. He was using the biggest platform in Hollywood as a megaphone to tell the world what the room didn't want us to know. And every single time, he was right. Let's go through the receipts because this is important. This isn't speculation. This is a documented pattern. 2010, 2011, Charlie Sheen's hotel meltdown.
Paid her to have dinner with him. Introduced her to his ex-wife, as you do. Went to a hotel, got drunk, got naked, trashed the place while she was locked in a cupboard. And that was a Monday.
Ricky was describing reality, dark reality, but reality nonetheless. 2012, he went after Jodie Foster, the voting corruption of the Golden Globes, Helen Mirren's off-the-rails behavior hidden by good PR. 2016, Bill Cosby, Mel Gibson. He literally told the room he'd rather have a drink with Mel Gibson than Bill Cosby, when that was genuinely controversial to say out loud. And then came 2020, the year everything shifted. The year Ricky stopped playing it safe, if he ever was. Before we get to Ricky's warning about Ellen, you need to understand who Ellen was and how she built her empire, because her entire kingdom was built on one simple brand message: be kind. And for almost 2 decades, it worked. Ellen DeGeneres went from a struggling stand-up comedian selling vacuum cleaners door to door to becoming the queen of daytime television. She won 33 Emmy Awards. She earned over $50 million a year. Her net worth hit $330 million. She was a gatekeeper, not just a talk show host, a gatekeeper. She could get you on her show, or she could keep you off. She could make you a star, or she could destroy your career. She had power, real power. But behind the smiles, the dancing, and the be kind mantra, something else was happening. Her crew wasn't paid fairly. They weren't communicated with. They weren't shown kindness. During the pandemic shutdown, while Ellen earned $50 million a year and sat in her mansion, her own union crew of 30 years waited at home, wondering when they'd get paid again, wondering if they should apply for unemployment. And when she did bring people back, she cut their pay by 60%. Meanwhile, other talk show hosts like Jimmy Kimmel, he paid his stagehands out of his own pocket. This wasn't an accident. This was a choice. Ellen chose to protect herself, to protect her wealth, to protect her power. And anyone who saw behind the curtain and tried to speak up, they got silenced. But the toxic workplace allegations weren't even the darkest part of Ellen's story. According to investigators and according to Ricky Gervais, Ellen's power extended into something much darker. Ricky has been vocal about this. Ellen had connections, deep connections, not just to powerful people in Hollywood, but to powerful people in circles that have been tied to Epstein. And Ricky was hinting that Ellen knew what was happening. She saw what was happening, and she used her power to protect herself, just like so many others. Now, Ricky didn't pull this out of thin air. He was following the same breadcrumb trail that journalists like Ronan Farrow had been following for years. The same trail that led to Harvey Weinstein. The same trail that was leading to other names. Ricky was warning the room, and Ellen was in that room. January 6th, 2020, the Golden Globes. Ricky takes the stage. He's been hosting these things for years. The industry thought they knew what to expect. They thought he'd crack jokes, maybe go a little edgy, and that would be it. They were wrong. 2 minutes in, he pivots to something nobody expected him to say out loud on network television.
In the end, he obviously didn't. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
The room gasps, but Ricky doesn't flinch. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't even look nervous. He's already moving to the next one.
You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you?
That wasn't a random joke. That was a direct reference to the Lolita Express, Epstein's private jet. Ricky said it to that room, on live television, to the people he was talking about. And it didn't stop there. Minutes later, he brought up the document releases, the names that were going to come out, the investigations that were closing in.
Look, talking of all you perverts, It was a big year. It was a big year for movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care.
He was telling them, I know what you did. I know who you are. I know who your friends are. And it's all coming out. Here's the thing that's important. Ellen DeGeneres was in that room. She was watching. She heard Ricky's warnings. She heard him say that Ronan Farrow was coming for all of them. She heard him reference Epstein. And what did Ellen do? She stayed silent. She kept smiling. She kept her brand intact for just a little bit longer. But inside, she had to know. She had to know that Ricky was warning about people like her. That was Ellen's kingdom. Fear, intimidation, silence. And then when it all started to unravel, when allegations finally came out, what was her response? She shut down her show. 19 seasons, 2.4 million daily viewers, 33 Emmy Awards. Gone. Not because she wanted to leave, because the mask had slipped and the world saw what was underneath. Fast forward to 2024 and 2025, the real bombshell moment. January 2024. Federal courts unseal hundreds of pages from the Virginia Giuffre lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell. Names everywhere. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Blanchett, Cameron Diaz, Bruce Willis, Kevin Spacey, George Lucas. The internet realized what had happened. 4 years earlier, Ricky had warned them. He'd said exactly what was coming. The names, the connections, the darkness. And in March 2025, U.S. Attorney General Paul Bondi released the first phase of Epstein's contact files and flight logs. More names. Michael Jackson, Mick Jagger, Alec Baldwin, Naomi Campbell, because that's what Ricky had been doing the whole time. He wasn't making jokes. He was describing reality. He was reading a list of people connected to Epstein, connected to dark dealings, connected to a system that protected them. Now here's where it gets interesting. 2025 rolls around. The Golden Globes is happening again. Ricky doesn't get the hosting gig. Nikki Glaser does. So what does he do? He writes his own opening monologue anyway, and he posts it from a bathtub on X the night before the show. He called Hollywood the second biggest pedophile ring in the world on video from his bathtub. Posted on social media. That's not a joke. That's an indictment. Ricky keeps naming, Ricky keeps warning, and every single time, reality catches up to him. Here's the question nobody's asking loudly enough. Why was Ellen's name being connected to this pattern? It wasn't random. Ricky doesn't throw names around for no reason. He's been precise for 15 years. He's called out hypocrisy. He's pointed at people with power. He's warned about gatekeepers. Ellen was a gatekeeper. Ellen had power. Ellen had connections. Ellen kept silent when she should have spoken. And according to investigators cited in the transcripts, Ellen had ties to circles connected to Epstein's world. The mask, the be kind mantra. It wasn't just fake. It was strategic. It was protection. It was a shield that kept the world looking at her smile while she protected her empire. And here's the part that's truly dark. Ellen got away with it because the system protected her. Powerful people protect powerful people. That's how it works. Ellen had connections. Ellen had power. Ellen had a platform. And the system said, we'll protect you. You can mistreat your staff. You can hide your connections. You can smile and dance and tell everyone to be kind while you do whatever you want behind the scenes. But that system is cracking now. Ricky Gervais has been warning about this for 15 years. Every time he's been right, every time he's spoken, reality has eventually confirmed what he said. And his final warning about Ellen and names like her is simple. The mask doesn't hold anymore. The documents are being released. The names are being exposed. The investigations are closing in. And Ricky Gervais was the one saying it out loud when everyone else was silent. But here's what matters most. This isn't just about Ellen. This is about an entire system of gatekeepers who use their power to protect themselves and silence others. Ricky spent 15 years not trying to avoid offending the most powerful people in the world. And it turned out he was just describing reality the whole time. Names like Ellen, names like Weinstein, names like Epstein, names that are now being connected in documents, in lawsuits, in flight logs. The question Ricky keeps asking is, who knew? Who protected them? Who stayed silent? And the answer, when you look at the power structure, is clear. The people with the most to lose. The gatekeepers. The ones with power. So here's the question that keeps echoing. If Ricky Gervais was this dangerous, why did the Hollywood Foreign Press Association invite him back 5 times? Because the industry got addicted to it. They hated being called out, but they loved the spectacle of it. The ratings were good, the drama was good. And deep down, maybe they knew he was right. Maybe they knew that Ricky Gervais was telling the truth and they kept inviting him back. Because the only thing worse than being exposed by Ricky Gervais was being ignored by him. There's one more detail that matters. In 2005, 15 years before Ricky said any of this, Courtney Love made a joke at an industry event. She warned a young woman on camera not to go to Harvey Weinstein's private hotel party. reality. She said the truth, and the industry punished her for it. Ronan Farrow spent years trying to get major outlets to run his Weinstein story. NBC News passed on it. It took years to find somewhere willing to publish it. But Ricky Gervais? He said it on the main stage on NBC to 200 million people with the cameras pointed at the faces of the people he was talking about. He had the leverage to do it. He had the reputation. He had nothing to lose. And so he used his platform in a way that Courtney Love couldn't, and in a way that Ronan Farrow couldn't. 2022, Ellen's show ends. Not with celebration, with allegations. The mask finally slips completely. And Ricky Gervais' 2020 warning, his Epstein joke, his naming of names, it becomes a witness statement rather than a joke. That's what the warning was. It wasn't comedy. It was a statement made in front of the people it was about. Ellen heard it, the room heard it, and everyone watching at home heard it. The final warning had been issued, and now we're all watching to see who's next. But here's what's important to understand. Ricky's final warning to Ellen and names like her isn't over. It's ongoing. Every document release, every name that surfaces, every connection that gets exposed, it's confirmation of what he's been saying. The system is cracking. More people are speaking out. More allegations are coming to light. More powerful people are being held accountable. Ellen DeGeneres may have been one of the first to fall, but she won't be the last. The questions linger. The investigations continue. The documents keep coming. And Ricky Gervais keeps watching, keeps recording, keeps reminding us of what he warned about. Because in Hollywood, the truth always comes out. It may take years. It may take decades. But eventually, the mask slips and the world sees what was hiding underneath.